Hey everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today we'll be doing outfit fundamentals with Owens. First of all, before we begin this video, I wanted to say I apologize for not uploading any videos last week. I couldn't be here to film. The past week I couldn't come to my flat, so I apologize for that. So for that reason, I'm going to try to upload 2 videos this week. One is going to be this outfit fundamentals for Rick Owens, and then the other one is going to be a look at my jacket collection and one jacket I got recently, which I'm very hyped about, and I wanted to show you guys. So anyways, let's get started. For those of you who don't know, Outfit Fundamentals is a series on this channel where we take a look, almost a deep dive into one particular designer which I really like, and we go very in-depth into their aesthetic as well as what makes each piece of the wardrobe to match that aesthetic. We go a little bit about the history, and then I show you piece by piece how you can dress that way, and finally I show you 2 outfits which I style that designer. So let's get it started. So Rick Owens, the infamous Rick Owens, for those of you who don't know him, he is a Californian-born designer who I would say he is very popular in the fashion community, popularized by a lot of rappers like A$AP Rocky, and he epitomizes a bit of avant-garde fashion together with a lot of gothic fashion, very different kinds of Rick aesthetics that you can go for. But the main one is very slouchy, very dark colors, mainly black. He went to Los Angeles to study fashion in, I think, Otis something college. I'll try to put it here. And then after that, he went straight to a pattern making course where he started to gain his chops as a designer, and he worked extensively as copying designer brands, I believe, something along those lines. One of those, in 1994, Rick started his own brand as we know it today out of Hollywood Boulevard store. After that, in 2003, he moved to Paris. He had already started a relationship with Michelle Lamy, which if you're around the Rick Owens sphere, you might know her as his wife, his lover, and a very fashion icon in herself. She wears a lot of his designs, and she's a very cool woman, to be honest. After that, he moved to Paris to a historic 5-story building where he still designs today, and he mostly shows in Paris every fashion season. I would describe Rick Owens as a very creative designer, someone who always brings something new to the table. Every season I follow him very closely, and I have been following him for a long time. And to me, his aesthetic can be worn with a lot of different things. You can combine the Rick aesthetic with a lot of your own, if you have your own aesthetic in how you wear your clothes, and it can be mixed with a lot of designers, or you can go full Rick. The problem with Rick Owens is that mainly he designs for a specific body type. That doesn't mean if you have a different body type you can't really wear his clothes, but it's harder. His main body type he's looking for is very tall, very muscular people just like him. He's a big proponent of going to the gym, taking care of yourself, and that way the clothes look better on you. Right, so now as we always go through in outfit fundamentals, we're going to go piece by piece about how you can wear this Rick aesthetic. First of all, shoes. When it comes to shoes, Rick has very popular designs in his arsenal, and mainly I would say one is the Geo basket, which used to be very different from what it is today, but then he got a cease and desist letter from Nike because his designs were a bit too close to it, and now those very old Geo baskets go for a lot of money on Grail. But Geo basket is a very popular design of his with a very elongated tongue and a very chunky silhouette. Secondly, and one I've worn myself, are Ramones, either high or low. They're Rick's take on classic Converse shoes, but a very more bombastic, big and chunky silhouette with that heavy sole and very good materials. You can see a few pictures I put here. And then another very famous design are his sock sneakers. That might be the very high ones, which I really like, or the ones he always wears. But Then another section of Rick footwear would be his boots. Every year he tries to bring a new silhouette to the table. That's why I really like Rick Owens, because he always brings something new. Last few seasons he brought this cool Lego boot, the hiking boot sole he introduced a few seasons ago too, and now this season he introduced a little bit of that transparent sole kind of shoes with some loose strings. For me, they look awesome. So getting Rick sneakers, for me, if you go for the Dark Shadow line, which is the diffusion line of Rick Owens, it's not as expensive as mainline Rick Owens, but the quality is still there and you can get a bang for your buck. Most of the Rick Owens shoes go on sale, so you can get at a pretty good price. Some Ramones at $300, you can get them easily on sale. But if you don't want to go for that Rick shoe in itself, you can go for some leather Converse that they work the same way and they give you that Rick Owens look. So depending on what aesthetic of Rick you want to go for, you might want to decide on a different kind of shoe. If you want to go from that more classic Rick, you can go with the Geo Baskets, the Ramones. If you want to go a little bit of mixing it with your own wardrobe, if you're a bit like me, you like wearing boots. Rick boots are great and very, very good quality. And if you want to go a more experimental route, you can go for those hiking boots, those different kind of silhouettes, those experimental silhouettes that look so cool and that Rick brings to the table every time. Going up to the trousers, again, Rick Owens has been designing since 1994. He has a ton of different cuts and designs to his trousers, so you can take your pick. If you like denim, he has a very cool kind of denim, Detroit cut denim, cropped denim, etc. Trousers, if you really like trousers, he's got the stairs. He's got a lot of different kind of cropped trousers that can work into your wardrobe. And then we got the classic, the meme, the drop crotch Rick trousers, which I own some, by the way. You can get them in different designs, different materials, etc. Here I'll try to put a few pictures so you can kind of feel the vibe a little bit. You don't have to buy some Rick pants. You can acquire that aesthetic through some cropped trousers maybe. I know a lot of fashion lines have copied Rick and have copied his designs, especially the beautiful drop cords that he has popularized and a lot of designers have copied. But again, if you mix that with the aesthetic that you want to go for in the wide array of ones that Rick offers for you, I think you can definitely make it work. So going for the tops, if you want to go classic Rick Owens, you can go for those Geo Baskets, those sock trainers, those drop crotch trousers, and then a long line tee. Long line tee means a t-shirt that goes a little bit longer. If you're comfortable with that, you can add it to your wardrobe, but again, it's not something you have to do. Rick has a lot of different things: shirts, t-shirts, cropped jackets, leather jackets, different jackets. Very famous Rick pieces, Rick Bomber, which are very high quality. I'll be sure to put a few pictures here so you can get a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of the feel of this aesthetic and what you can wear. As I said, Rick has a ton and a wide array of different aesthetics you can go for, and you can mix it with your own wardrobe, and that is why I love him so much. Finally, as we always do in this series, I'm going to show you two outfits that I wore. This time I didn't have time to record them, so I'm going to show you a picture of two of my outfits. My first one, here it is. For me, this is a very classic Rick look. Got the Ramones, the Dark Shadow Ramones on the bottom. Then on the trousers, we've got my Rick drop crotch trousers, which are great for spring, for summer, very loose fabric with those beautiful drawstrings. And on the top, I've got this other UK hoodie, which is a black color. And then contrasting that, I've got my green parka. Parka look is a very classic Rick look, and this is not a Rick parka, so I think this one is thrifted. So I got the Rick look, and then on top I've got a beanie. To me, this is a very me look where I incorporate a lot of Rick Owens, or not a lot of Rick Owens, but a few Rick Owens pieces into my own wardrobe to make it work and to match my aesthetic. Then on this second look, a little bit more experimental for me. This is a very old picture, it's a year ago picture almost. But to me, this is a very cool look, somewhere I experimented, even though it is all black. So if we start from the bottom, we've got my Andy Miniature sit boots together with those red trousers you saw in the previous picture. To me, they go really well with the boots. And then on the top, I've got a simple black hoodie, zip-up hoodie from Uniqlo, and a thrifted denim jacket. It's very Rick since it's all black and very out there, but to me it really works. But please let me know what you guys think. So anyways, that's pretty much our fundamentals for Rick Owens. Rick Owens, a designer I really love, and I'm looking to add some more pieces from him in the next sales period. But anyways, keep an eye out for Rick. I know he's a little bit of a meme in the fashion community, but if you look into his designs and everything he's made, he pretty much has something for everyone. And I'm pretty sure he has something that will match your aesthetic, or that will catch your eye and you'll say, I really like this design, I really like what he's done here. Maybe I want to incorporate it to my wardrobe. And that's what I did with Rick. He's considered avant-garde. I wouldn't consider him as avant-garde as the other brands we've seen before, but he's still avant-garde. He always brings something new, he always brings something out there, something crazy. He used to do very crazy runways before, but now he's toned it down a little bit. So anyways, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you next time with my jacket collection video, which I'll be trying to upload it in the next few days. See you.